everybody. Good afternoon, and happy Friday. I hope that you all are doing well, that you and your families are prospering. I was up late last night, just hanging out with husband, and decided to do a live yesterday evening. That fueled some interesting conversation in both my messenger and in some other places about taking different types of action. If you are new here in this space, I'm going to take a few minutes and I am going to tag some folks into our video today. I'm also going to make sure that it's shared with those who are in our local communities. I'm glad you guys are here. If you are, let me see. Yes. All right. So if you are new here, I am Christina Garrett. I am your productivity coach, here today to encourage you to enlighten some different areas where maybe we feel a little stuck some places. We are all multitasking superheroes in this space. And the reason that we're here is because we want to get more done. The reason we're here in this community, the reason that we tap into these resources and networks and all this jazz is because we know that there is a serious calling set upon us to do something epic in the world. And because we are happily accepting this mandate, because we know that God has charged us to do some really incredible work here, it is imperative, I tell you, that we organize our worlds. And so every Friday around lunchtime, I go live, and I'm setting up my Instagram live too. I go live to lunch and learn with you all, to chat about shifts in perspective. There we go. Let's see, make this work. There we go. Every Friday, we go live to talk about shifts in perspective. I did a live late last night. If you missed it, you can always catch the replay. But today, I am absolutely going to recap, so you're still in the right place at the right time. Hey, y'all. If you are someone who is building something great, if you are somebody who is balancing your family life, your family endeavors, while you're doing all the things, this is your space. This is your moment. We're glad you're here because it is hard out here in these mom life streets. I was thinking this morning, I was walking through my kitchen, thinking about what I was going to talk to y'all about today. And I was like, nobody really warned us. Good morning. Nobody really warned us how heavy the load was going to be, right? And not that it's a bad thing. Like, the life that we're blessed to live, the families that we're blessed to nurture and love and carry and all this jazz, this is a joy, right? Like, I love being a wife. I love being a mom. I love navigating this journey. But no one told us how multifaceted it was going to be. That if you wanted to do more, be more, show up more, exercise more consistency, all these things, nobody gave us the information that it was going to carry all of this with us. And so tonight, I sent an email out to the list. I share with you guys on social media. I was like, come join me, because we're going to talk today about the 4 types of action. Okay. Those 4 different types of action, and which type are you taking? Which kind of action are you taking? And I'm going to be a little faster with the synopsis of these 4 types, because I actually want to go deeper into what it looks like to be an action taker in our lives, and how sometimes we make ourselves feel better or more comfortable for not hitting the target. Okay, sometimes we make ourselves feel better for not hitting the target. So if you have a business bestie, girlfriend who you know her, but I don't, feel free to share this video with her, because we're really going to tap into the types of action and how our results are proving to us about the type of action we are taking. So Christy on Instagram says she has a high schooler, a middle schooler, and one in elementary, 3 campuses this year, and so many activities. I understand we are a homeschooling family. And so I do a good chunk of the education for most of my children. Just this year, are we sending my oldest son to a homeschool program a couple days a week where he's going to learn pre-algebra and all the things because his mama's just not the one to teach him. Okay. I'm just not the one. So what we're going to do is be an action taker and delegate this because it wasn't for me. Okay. So I yesterday when we taught, and I'm going to pretend like you guys were not there and y'all missed the live. Okay. So in this amazing book, The 10X Rule, looks just like this, The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, he shares about how there are different types of action that we can take. Okay. You have often heard the saying that even inaction is action. How even in the moments where we're really not doing at the optimal level, we still are taking a certain type of action. And so today I'm going to go through the 4 degrees of action as depicted by Sir Grant Cardone. And then we're going to mamathon it, okay? We're always going to mamathon it. We're always going to bring it home to who we are. Can you turn the TV down, please? Thank you. That's my children. Always going to bring it back to how it relates to us as busy, multitasking superstar women. We're always going to do that. Okay. I have heard a myriad of, sometimes it's hard to listen to men, white men, as they talk about their perspectives in the world of all these things. But we can take the meat, throw out the bones, right? And then grab some more information, strategies, techniques in order to help us go to the next level, okay? So the 4 degrees of action, the 4 degrees of action. Y'all ready? We about to do this thing. Okay, let me see if I can refind. Let's see. All right, here we go. So the first degree of action is to do nothing. Is to do nothing. And believe it or not, inaction is action. He says doing nothing is exactly what it sounds like. To no longer take actions to move yourself forward in order to learn, achieve, or control some area. I would like to bring in the idea of like weight loss, for example, where we do all the right things during the course of a particular week. We eat right, we drink our water, we do all the things that we're supposed to. And then when you don't see the results that you want at the end of the week, sometimes we can say, you know what, forget this whole thing. Forget this. What's the point of stressing myself out, trying to do better, trying to do more, and I'm still getting the same results? Okay. So he says doing nothing means that you no longer are taking action towards a particular area of your life, trying to control a specific area. He says people who do nothing in their career, relationships, or whatever they are desiring have probably given up on their dreams. They've probably given up on their dreams. And he actually says that doing nothing requires more energy, more input than if you were just putting forth some average action. He says, here are some signs. I forgot to share this last night. Here are some signs that you're doing nothing. It includes exhibiting boredom, lethargy, you're just lazy, complacency, and lack of purpose. And lack of purpose. Since people in this group will find themselves spending their time and energy justifying their situation. Now, if you know, like I know, maybe we would be more inclined to highlight a friend or a relative or somebody. Man, they are always justifying their circumstances, why their life is the way that it is. We are always doing that. However, I dare to say that sometimes we ourselves do these justifications as well. We will tell ourselves, this is it. This is as good as it gets. This is why my life is that way, instead of taking ownership and responsibility. We will make ourselves feel better, won't we? So the first degree of action is doing nothing, taking minimal steps forward. Taking these minimal steps when we know that we could do better. Second degree of action is retreating. The second degree of action is to regress, to go backwards. He says the retreater personifies the fear of success phenomenon. Have you ever had a fear of actually doing better? We may say to ourselves, can I even handle this situation? Can I handle doing this task? Can I handle going to the next level? Can I even handle this in the midst of what's going on in my home life, in my marriage, and my kids, and the activities, like Christy said, and all these places? Can I even handle doing more? Can I accept this new position, this promotion, start this business, go all in, say out loud the things that I am going to do? Can I even handle this? Because I'm unsure, I can regress. I can move backwards in my endeavors. I can say, you know what? I'm just going to put this on hold, take it off the table altogether until I feel more capable. That's not even doing nothing. That is regression. That's moving backwards when you could be moving forward. That's making decisions. It's hard for us to make decisions. That's making a decision that is surrounded with our actions forward. So what we can do, the second degree of action is where we actually regress. We actually go backwards. We actually take these moments, we think about it, and we say, you know what? If I really check deep down inside, I'm actually afraid. Hello, sir. I'm actually afraid of being successful. Doing great, thank you. I'm actually afraid of winning at this. I didn't even realize that all of this could happen. And so he says, retreating is an action that requires effort and hard work. It is not normal human behavior to retreat, but rather to advance and to conquer. We might even be encouraged to retreat. Have you ever been encouraged to go backwards? Encouraged to retreat by a work associate, a friend, or a family member who believes we are too ambitious. Who believes we are too ambitious. We're doing too much. So then we're told by someone else, you know what, you should just calm down. I think you're doing a little bit too much. You're going all in too hard. But you have legacy in mind. I don't want to retreat. I don't want to go backwards. That's the second type of action. Number 3, he says this is the most prevalent type of action. This is the most prevalent type of action. Average action. Hey, sis. A lot of us take average types of action, okay? And average action happens when we do something towards the goal. It's not everything that we could do. We did not go down the list of items and things that are supposed to be on point. We don't do that. We don't do that. Sometimes we say to ourselves, I want to grow my business, my platform, go to the next level in my career, all of these things. I want to go to the next level, but we do 2 things out of 10 that we know to do. We do 1 thing, and then we say, okay, I did enough. We do 3 out of the 7 that we know we could do in order to intentionally grow. We take average action, just enough to say we did it. Just enough to say, I made moves today towards my goal. I did this. And the points that I'm going to give later on in a few minutes really align with this feeling that we give ourselves to make ourselves feel better than we know a lot of times we actually are. And there are these challenging moments where we have to look in the mirror and say, I have not done everything that I could do to reach my goals this year. I got to be honest with myself. I have to tell myself the truth. I said I wanted this. I have to tell myself the truth. I made this goal. I told myself that this was my dream. God showed me this vision and I agreed with him that this was for me. I see this next level, this next step, this movement forward. I agreed in my spirit that this was for me, and somehow, some kind of way, we okay taking average action. We okay taking average action. And so I want to challenge you today. I want to challenge you today to pivot, okay? To ask yourself, are these steps that I'm willing to take in order to move forward? Or am I somebody who is okay with the, like, be honest. If we're not going to do something, just say I'm not doing it because I don't want to do it. Not because I can't, not because I shouldn't. Be honest with yourself. Say, I'm just going to give average action today. Because what we do a lot of times is we tell ourselves that we are taking the fourth type of action, which is massive action. We tell ourselves that we're taking massive action when in reality, we are taking average action, doing nothing, or regressing. We tell ourselves, this is who we are. This is what I'm doing. Oh, I'm doing all this stuff. In reality, we're telling ourselves a different story. What kind of action taker are you? Are you doing nothing? Only you know this. I'm not in your business. You might not be a client. You know, I'm not in your business. I don't know. None of my clients are doing nothing. Are you doing nothing? Are you not, have you given up on your dreams? So you are moving, you're not taking any movement towards the goal that you see for your life, for your family, or a particular area of your life. He says signs that you're doing nothing are you feel bored, lazy, like exhausted, unmotivated, complacent. You lack purpose. He says, and then we'll spend our time and energy justifying our situation instead of taking movements forward to change it. The second degree is retreating, moving in reverse due to fear of success. I have said to myself, I don't know if I could handle doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I have never placed myself in the situation to find out in order to pull back. Somebody said, you should really switch to group coaching because one-on-one will burn you out. I said, of all the clients I have right now, I'm not burned out yet. I'm not burned out yet. So let me figure out what that feels like. Let me say, okay, you know what? I think I need to streamline. Let me figure that part out. But that hasn't happened yet. But most people, oh yeah, you should have, you should do group because da da da. If something pops up and happens on a Thursday night when I was coaching the ladies, yes, I would find somebody to step in. Yes, I would do some other things, but one-on-one is like you and me walking together to map out the places in your life where you're stuck or overwhelmed so you hit your goals this year. Period. We have no excuses. We get to talk about it in depth in an intimate fashion. That's a different ball game. I love that. So until I hit this wall that people tell me I'm going to hit, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I love working with my clients one-on-one. So until I hit that quote unquote wall, but other people may try to put on you what's wrong with the action that you're taking, okay? So some of us actually retreat due to fear of failure, due to fear of rejection, due to fear of what if this actually works? And you got to do some inner work here. Wave at me if you've been there. Do some inner work here. Ask yourself some challenging questions that are in alignment with these principles. Am I retreating in this area? Have I given up in this area? For myself personally, one of the things I'm working towards is getting my running mojo back, right? So there are some days where I'm excited. I'm like, yes, I'm a runner. And I go outside, and there are some days where the sun is shining. Y'all listen. The sun is shining. If it looks like it could rain, it's like, oh, I have 30 minutes before the storm comes in. But I will talk myself out of the run. And I have had to learn how, over the last several months, learn how to stop talking myself out of what's going to make me more successful. We will talk ourselves out of it. We will be retreating instead of saying, you know what, I don't even know if I can do this, but let me try and find out. And then if it's out of alignment with me, once I'm there, once I get in there. But some of us, we haven't even made the decision to go in a specific direction. So we end up just spinning our wheels. So we could do nothing. We can retreat. And then he says the third type of action is the kind that most of us do, which is average action. We do just enough to say we're moving towards comfort. Okay. Chrissy says this summer has been hard. I've been bouncing between number 1 and number 3. That's wonderful self-awareness. Knowing which number you are, knowing what kind of action you're taking is self-awareness at its finest. All I ask is that when y'all come to this space, you do your mind checks, your soul checks. Hi, Lashana. If I'm talking to you, girl, we got to talk. Self-awareness is know thyself. Know who you are. Know what kind, like, if we know the kind of action, that the only way for us to increase it, the only way for us to go hard in the paint and change our lives, like, I always consider an honor if you all come here to this space and you can trust the wisdom, right? You can trust the life lessons that I've learned on my way to my next level. There were some days where my husband would come, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. What you do today? And then you got to think to yourself, what did I do today towards my goal? What did I do today? And I think we should grade ourselves from 1 to 4. Did I take retreating action where sometimes, and this is me being transparent, in the past, there are certain pitches or media things that I was going after, but it felt so daunting for me to sit down and organize the pitch and write it out and do all these things. So I would just wait on it and not do it. And a lot of times there were opportunities missed because I didn't go through and do the work. Oh, this just feels a little too mentally draining or exhausting for me right now. So I'm just going to put a pin in this. I'm going to put a pin in it and put it over here. And then the deadline passes. The opportunity window passes because we're taking retreating action. We're going backwards in certain places when we're supposed to be moving forward. So here's some things I want to highlight. I got a client call in 15 minutes, okay? Here's some things I want to highlight before my calls for the afternoon. And then today is my anniversary. Me and my husband have been married 16 years today. So hubby is coming home early, honey. And we are going out to movie and dinner or whatever parents can do for a few minutes when you can't just fly yourselves to Mexico impromptu because you have 5 children. So here's some things I want to take note of as we discuss the degrees of action. Okay, thank you, Lashana. As we discuss the types of action and degrees of action, okay? 1, busyness does not equal action. Hi, Shanika. Thank you, ladies. Busyness does not equal action. Somebody put these in the comments for me. Put them in the comments for whoever's coming to get these replays. Busyness does not equal action. You can say all day, I did all the things. In our book, I don't have it close by, Take the Day Off by Pastor Robert Morris, right? He talks about how we frown upon different types of addictions. We frown upon different types of addictions, right? Alcoholism, pornography, drugs, pills, all this kind of stuff. We frown on these, but there is no universal frowning on the addiction to busyness. We don't frown on that. Instead, we encourage it. Instead of frowning on it, we say, yes, you go, girl. Wake up early, stay up late. What kids? Work hard. Your man is upset about you taking all these hours. He's just jealous of you. No, like you're addicted to being busy. You're addicted to doing the most. Some of us, we don't even know how to turn off being super. One of the things that I work with my clients on is how to undo the knot. Like, we have tied our own selves. Somebody get this. I work with my clients to help them untie the knot that we put in our own hands. We tied our own selves up by saying, I got it, I can do it, let me. We tie ourselves up. Undo the knot, sis. Through healthy communication and making a family vision and learning to delegate and all this jazz that there are videos from the last decade on how to do this stuff, okay? But if you want me in your business, then, let's work together, okay? So the moral of the story is having to remember being busy does not equal you being an action taker. And some of us, we have not done the first step in the Mamathon framework, which is creating a family vision. We did not create the vision for ourselves, for our families, so that we're all in sync, okay? Because we have not yet created these maps, thank you, Lashana, because we haven't created this picture, how do we work on a picture of something that we never produced? How do I know if I'm being the mom to my children that they need, right? Some days you can be so busy, you're out of connection with what's fruitful for your family. Hello, gorgeous. Some days we're out of sync. So just because we're busy and we're doing does not mean we are action takers. It does not, the two are not equal. I can be moving around all day. I can clean my house all day long, right? I'm going to sneeze and wake up in the morning and it's going to need cleaning again, right? Did I produce something? I was busy all day. I worked all day. But did I produce something that is adding to my family legacy? Is having the world's most spotless floors part of our family legacy? I thought we were more than that. I thought we were more. So sometimes we got to do our heart checks and ask ourselves, am I being busy but doing the wrong things? We got to ask ourselves, in my career, working my 9 to 5, handling business, right? Because most of my clients work in corporate and they're starting their own. And they're a business owner and they're a brand owner, right? So they're doing all the things, and they got multiple kids. I can't there's very few of my clients that they're moms of one, right? There's a few, but most of them are like, hey sis, I got 4 kids and this. I got 5 kids and I have this going on. I'm a homeschooling mom and I want to start this. How? Somebody literally DM'd me and just said, but how, sis? I said, well, here's my link. When you're ready, so book a call. Let's talk about how we can do this for you, okay? So business is not equal action. Next thing, your results. Your results are proof of your action. What results are you seeing? What results are coming to life, in your day-to-day wins? So that you know and you see and you feel internally that some magic is happening, something is cooking. I am so excited. I'm going to be partnering doing wellness workshops. Okay. Last week, I was honored to present a wellness workshop for the Women of Color Coaches Network. Amazing women from some of the Ivy League schools, some of the epic schools here in the nation. I'm talking about Notre Dame, Rutgers, some WNBA teams. This is where we're going. Are your results proving that you're taking action? Somebody the other day said, yeah, I'm just not sure if you're my person. I was like, that's fine. Or I'm not sure if X, Y, and Z. I said, no problem. You can just Google me. Somebody reached out to me yesterday or 2 days ago about public relations. We help our clients get into Essence and Forbes and here and here. And I was like, you can Google me. We've done Essence, Washington Post, Forbes, Yahoo Lifestyle and Parenting, Red Table Talk. We have done all of this. My next goal is to be at the red table. Y'all got me? This is the next big thing. That's what my mind is going. Okay. Like today on Facebook Watch. Today on Red Table Talk. I am manifesting that in my mind. I just manifesting. It's like, oh, yeah. Are you going to reach out to the people? I am. Okay. Because if you don't know me, you should. That's where we're going with this. Your results are proof of your action. I was like, thank you, but no thank you. I film with Essence Magazine once this year and have been in the print version. It's up here on top of my mantle. I'm good. We're making moves forward. Are your results depicting the action that you're working on taking? Number 3, thoughts from the degrees of action. You have to choose intangibles over tangibles. There's a whole live on the feed, on the Mamathon page especially, about tangibles versus intangibles, but how a lot of times we work so hard on the items we can see. So if you sweep and do laundry, we were talking with one of my clients who her thing at the time was laundry, okay? Which if you got a family, we have all these tasks that are just constantly driving us crazy. So we were talking about that in particular and activities. Sometimes we're busy and consumed with the things that we can see. So we put all of our time and energy into, okay, I wiped this off. I did the laundry. I cleaned it out. But when you lay down at night, what's itching inside of you is I didn't take good care of myself today. Did I get my workout in like I was supposed to? I said I was going to do 4 days a week. I've only done 2 this week. What else? Did I work on my business? Did I work on my vision? Did I do the things that I said I was going to do? The life that I said I wanted. You said you wanted this. I did a consult with someone the other day, remarkable woman, and she gave me this long list of things that she wanted to change. And I'm like, okay, so what are we going to do with this now? What are we going to do with it now? You have all these ideas. You have these desires for a career shift. You have these desires for a schedule pivot, all this stuff. What are we going to do with it now? And sometimes we fall so in love with the things we can touch and hold and feel that we do not unplug from that to go do the intangibles. Reading this book and learning to take massive action, intangible. Pouring into myself so I'm a better coach, intangible. Y'all can't see the thoughts, the decade of mom life organization floating around in here. Y'all can't see all of that. But it's in here to make me better. It's intangible. Laundry, I can touch it. It's tangible. But at the end of the day, did it help fuel my family legacy? No. We're gonna consult wellness for the WNBA, for the moms in the WNBA. Period. We're gonna be heading towards Nike. That's gonna happen this year. So you have to work on the intangibles until they become a result you can see. Y'all with me? Coach, I'm gonna be honest, coaching, intangible, but it produces results you see. It's like, okay, well, this isn't like tires for my car. where I know where my money went. No, this is your emotional health, your support, your peace of mind, your self-care. This is like therapy with action steps. This is us working through our mindset drama and poverty mindset and overcoming where we used to be so that we go somewhere powerful. One of my clients, she works in upper management in the government, but simultaneously, she has overcome so many challenges. She's climbing the ranks so fast as a young Black woman, talking about early 30s, mom, wife. And I told her, I said, I see you as a brand. She said, I just want to do just this right here. I said, no, God called us to glitter on a different stage. We're not here to play small. We're here to do it big. Nobody lights the candle and then hides it underneath something. So right now we're doing this intangible work. So she has these tangible results. She's like, I really want to host an event for young women. I really want to do that. I'm like, girl, I see you on TV. I see you as a whole brand. Her mind doesn't see that in herself yet, but she knows she wants it. And sometimes we see something that we want, but we're afraid to want it. So in your journey, whether that is you working with me or not, you will have to choose intangible, invisible inner work before you get to see tangible results. Yeah? Last but not least, you got to choose something different. I got 2 minutes. You got to choose something different. And a lot of times our brains are always fine-tuned to keep us comfortable. Homeostasis. Okay, the scientist girl in me. Homeostasis is the activities of your body that keep you warm, keep your internal temperature doing what it's supposed to do, keeps all of your organs and systems flowing like they're supposed to, because ideally, I want to keep it just like it is. It is my body's job to protect me. Thank you, Lashana. It's my body's job to protect me. So then someone says, I want to make big changes. You tell yourself, I want to make big change. I want to become this person. I know I can. I see Christina on the intranets and she's talking about do this, and this. I see her talking about building something amazing. And then I see her Essence magazine. And I remember when she was talking to nobody on the internet. I remember all of these things. I remember this. And so you have to be willing to choose something different. You have to be willing to choose a different you. And choosing a different you is not going to feel as good as we want it to. Choosing a different us, is going to mean that I'm going to need to make decisions. And what happens with a lot of us, I got 90 seconds. What happens with a lot of us is we let our brains tell us this is where you're supposed to be. This is comfortable. And you know what? When you're ready to change, you can just anytime you're ready, you can do it. Anytime you're ready, you can do it. And the question is, if our decisions are in a loop, why haven't we made it to that destination yet? Sometimes we need support. Sometimes we need help, and that's okay. Sometimes we need accountability. We may need somebody to tell us what the next reasonable, logical next step is. Maybe you have tied yourself up and you're not sure how to overcome and move around those stuck places, those things in your life that are overwhelming. Okay, so now I got to get ready to go and hop on this client call. My husband and I, hi Debbie, my husband will be heading home early tonight for us to go and parlay in the streets a little bit together for our anniversary. So remember, busyness does not equal action. Your results are proof of your action. If you do not have results that are reflecting your moves, are you taking massive action? You have to choose intangibles over tangibles. And lastly, you have to be willing to choose something different. And I dare to say someone different, to be willing to be someone different. If there's any way that I can help to support you in your work life or rest balance, organizing your busy world, your schedule, your family, self-care, and all the things, feel free to hop in my messenger. I'm on my way to go work with my clients. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing Friday, and we'll talk soon.